So this is the equation that we have. X squared plus y squared minus 12x plus 2y is equal to 27. And we are going to write this equation into the standard form, which is the standard form of a circle. Notice that we have the x being square and the y is also being square, so you can suspect that's going to be a circle. So we are going to use the completing a square technique to write that equation into this form because we have something square plus something square. And then we are going to complete a square for the x and for the y. Do it twice, that's all. So these are the steps. We will focus on the x part as 1x squared plus the b value for x. That's why I labeled it as b1x. And then we also focus on 1y squared plus the b2 value for the y. Okay? And then we worked out the magic number individually for the x and also for the y. Right. So the first thing is we must see this and that. We must put them together. Here we have x squared. I would like to kind of just like group the x terms together. Let me write down x squared along with minus 12x. So I'm just rearranging the terms. Here we have x squared and that's minus 12x. So I'm putting things nicely so I can get this, alright? And then we leave a space for magic number purpose. And then we put on the y's. We have plus y squared. And then here we have plus 2y. That's good. So we have the x and the y's. And then the number is on the right hand side already. But then we do want to leave a space right here for the magic number of the y. And then I'll write down the 27. And now let's work out the magic number. Do it for x and do it for y. So right here, I will work out the x first for x. So let's look at the b value for the x. We have the 1x squared plus the b value, but then the b value is the minus 12. Okay, minus 12. So the b value for the x is minus 12, negative 12, doesn't matter however you say it. We take 1/2 times the b value, which is 1/2 times negative 12, and then we raise that to a second power. Well, 1/2 of negative 12 is what? Negative 6. So we have negative 6, and then we square that. This means we have negative 6 times negative 6, so altogether we get a positive 36. And this is the magic number that we are going to add right next to the x. So plus 36 right here. And then we do the same thing on both sides of the equation. So we add 36 on the right hand side as well. And now we will do the magic number for the y. So let me write this down in blue for y. What's the b value for y? Well, here we have y squared plus 2y. So the b value for the y is positive 2. So here, I'm just going to write down the b value, which is positive 2. And notice that the b values are different. That's why I write down the b right here as b1 and b2. But then the blue one is for the y. Anyways, b is equal to 2 for the y. And then we worked out the magic number formula the same way. 1/2 times 2, and then we square that. 1/2 of 2 is what? 1. And then we raise that to a second power. 1 squared is 1. But then this one is the magic number for the y. And that's a number I have to add right here. And then I will also add 1 on the right hand side as well. Do the same thing on both sides. So now, let's focus on the x terms along with the 36, because here we can factor this out and then we can complete the square. If you factor this, you are going to get x minus 6 squared. If you factor out x squared minus 12x plus 36, we get x minus 6 and then square. How do we know it's negative 6? You can do a tic-tac-toe, or you can just look at this number. The number before we square from the matching number. And for the y, first of all, let's put on the plus. Don't forget to put on the plus. And then for the y, we factor out y squared plus 2y plus 1, and we will get y plus 1 to the second power. You can factor this out in your head. You can do a tic-tac-toe. We can use this 1 to help deal with this 1. Right. And on the right-hand side, we have what? 27 plus 36 plus 1. Altogether, we get what? We get 64. So we're kind of done. If you just leave it like this for the standard form of the circle, that's perfectly okay. But then let's write down what's the center of the circle. So you see that we have x minus 6. So the h value, which is the x value of the center, is 6. You always do the opposite of what you see. You see you have x minus 6. You do the opposite of negative 6, which is positive 6. Comma. For the y value of the center, we have y plus 1. But I see the 1, I do the opposite of that, which is negative 1. Okay? So that's the center of the circle. It's going to be at 6, comma, negative 1. Also, we find the radius. I see I have a 64, but then technically I have to look at 64 as 8 to the second power. And the radius is going to be 8. And another way to do this is you can just take a look of the square root of 64, which is the 8. Okay? So this is it. This right here is the answer. Standard form of the equation of the circle, the center, and the radius.